afternoon, class. My name is Lisa Blavel, and this is my week 4 initial response for American Christian Heritage. The Christian denomination that I chose to focus on is Puritanism. I am arguing that Puritanism is actually probably the foundation for America's founding. So in the American colonies, by breaking away from the Anglican Church, Puritanism was trying to create a more pure Protestantism, and they were able to move from their home, from everything that they knew, and basically revolt against the Anglican Church, the Church of England, and move away so that they could have religious freedom. So it's almost like those basic beliefs of religious freedom and also of revolution are found in Puritanism. So in the New World, we have Puritan society as a theocracy. And it created this staunch moral structure that all citizens of the Massachusetts Bay Colony were supposed to be living by. So under these strict rules, they were actually able to create a pretty successful political system under the governorship of John Winthrop. So their self-discipline and moral responsibility actually became a focus on the community, which created a very American ideal that we can still see today. So it's almost like the legacy. Now, unfortunately, the Puritan society was not accepting to people who differed in their ideas and their beliefs. So Native Americans, Black people and slaves, women, Quakers, people who were just different from society were victims of persecution. They were ousted and banished in the case of like Anne Hutchinson. And sometimes they were even executed, like the 4 martyrs of the Quaker community. So even though we criticize the Puritan community, we criticize the things that they did, we read the Scarlet Letter and we almost make a joke about the Puritan society. We also look at the Salem witch trials, and we have a sense of judgment about this community. But if you look deep down, you boil it down, we look at values that we still use in American society that we can probably attribute to the Puritans. So, for example, the idea of community, the idea of looking out for one another, but also the idea of individualism and you're responsible for your own being. There's civic duty. You have to be part of the church, part of the community. You have to be giving back. And the idea of just a moral society in general. So the Puritans continue to have ideas of education and work and governance that we still use today, and especially that religious freedom. Now, we could probably argue that, unfortunately, the Puritans didn't give religious freedom to everyone, but they were seeking religious freedom. So even though the Puritans got it right in a couple of different ways, we can even pinpoint ideas in our society today of the legacy of the Puritans. There are other denominations, like the Baptists, who really focused on, who became more popular later in the 19th century in the abolitionist movement, and they worked to get rid of slavery in the United States. They looked to include Black people in society. Quakers, who would be fighting for peace and fighting against well, I say fighting lightly, but yes, they were going against fighting. They were trying to be as peaceful as possible and find peace to create a utopia. So ultimately, Puritanism, I think, is probably the foundational idea that we need to look at, because even the Baptists, the Quakers, Presbyterians, and other denominations that we're going to see grow in the United States might be aspiring to be like the Puritans, but they also might be trying to be not Puritan at all and be more accepting, maybe be less strict, be more open-minded to other groups of people. So I hope you all enjoyed my presentation, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.